Hello there, YouTube. This is Mr. Gibson Guy. Thanks for tuning in again today. Joining me on the channel. It's a pleasure to have you here. Today I'm doing a review on a lens, a particular camera lens, which is not like super rare, but it's kind of an unusual one, not seen too much, and kind of a premium lens. These days, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interest in zoom lenses. Everybody seems to like prime lenses that just have one focal length, and most of my lenses are prime lenses, but I do have a few zooms, and this one particular zoom is one that is kind of rare in that it leaves a good reputation for the zoom, for certain zoom lenses. This is not your average Vivitar 70 to 210 f2.8 to f97 and 3. No, it's this is a bit shorter focal length range than that, and this one is by Tamron. And of course that means it's got a Tamron adaptable mount to it, and I'm always interested in getting Tamron lenses because I have all the different mounts, so I can put them on any of my cameras, which is kind of an interesting way to do it. You know, when you have like your camera manufacturer lens, you can only use it on those camera bodies. You can't use it on any other cameras. But these Tamrons are interchangeable all over the place, and you can test out a Nikon with a Tamron lens, and you can test out a Canon with the same lens. It just with the same shooting time. Take one and then take it off, put it on the other if you want to just change out the adaptol. But let me show you this so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. I'm close to the camera because we've got the background there. We're going to be looking at pictures done with this lens too. Oh, come on, come back. There we go. Too much on there. All right, so you can see here, this is the Tamron SP, which is, I don't know, special project or something, special super something. And the range on this is a 35, 50, 70 to 105. 35 to 105, so it's kind of a three-way zoom, three-power zoom. And you can see in between Tamron and the focal lengths, this is an aspheric lens. That's what makes it pretty good. That means that it's good with all the light that comes in, that big 67 millimeter opening in the front lens element, and you have a decent range. A little bit heavy lens because it's got a lot of glass in it, but it's mounted on the Olympus, here it is, OM-2s Program, or SP. And I've had this camera a couple of years, and I've used it a couple of times, but I haven't done much with it. So I thought the same thing as with this lens. The lens and the camera, they both deserve each other. Let's shoot a roll of film, and then we can take a look at what we got. All right, so this has been sitting here. I'm not doing anything special with these, so let me tell you something about them. If the spirit moves me on it, but you can just kind of see this lens is not shot wide open. It's stopped down a couple of stops, but it has some very, very good definition and real super sharp lens, as you will see. This was taken a little over a month ago when I shot this roll, so it was early summer. Right now it's the middle of July, and it's pretty warm out there, but we've been lucky most of the month so far. It's been raining, so it's been pretty cool. Not so today. It's kind of torturous. This is just, I still had my boat there. You can see the part of the trailer hitch, and then you can see the neighbor's truck, one of his trucks in the yard there. I mowed the grass since then. Now this is the house down the street, and why I was pointing out that time of year is in Florida in the summertime. It gets pretty hot and it gets kind of ultraviolet out there, and we get a lot of white skies. Now this is all going to be a roll of film shot in a 30 or 40 minute time span. So you're going to see some blue skies, but a lot of the sky is white, especially if you're looking anywhere towards where the sun is. You can see a little bit of the skies, the white here. The coloration's pretty good here. It's a little bit harsh for, mid-afternoon. The colors haven't started to lighten up yet. They get richer as it goes on, but everything is a little bit rough and jagged. Here we go. You can still see the white sky next to the big oak trees. This is in my neighborhood and walking over to the park that I like to go to, which is coming up here. Now here you see we did get some blue skies. It may not be the best blue that we'd like to get in the wintertime, but if you look around and you're careful and do some upward camera angles away from the light source, you can usually get some pretty decent looking sky in there. It was kind of overcast and hazy, but it was light enough overcast that you still can get some blue in the sky. And even a little bit there. This is walking up towards the park, which is going to be over here on the right, where you see these trees. And this is people that live right across the street from the park. Everybody's been working on their yards, trying to get yard of the month. And there's another house. This one is, you can see houses get completely covered with tree coverage over the house, and this one's like the garage. It's got some sunlight on it, but the rest of the house is pretty much covered up all the time. And it makes it a little bit dark, hard to get good pictures, but it's pleasant under the tree and the breeze that we get. And here we are looking at a loop on the sidewalk that goes around there. It's roughly a quarter of a mile around the park, and it's got a connector in the middle to make it a figure 8 if you want to add some extra running to it. But I've been trying to do some running out there. You can see the sky's pretty blue here in these pictures. It's still a little bit brighter, and another hour or two and we get a little bit richer colors. Here's the way the path goes. It's not straight. They decided to just kind of weave it all in and out over this triangular piece of land that they have there for the city, and that makes this park. You'll see the sign to it coming up. All right, people that live across the street from the park, and this is taken from the park. And there's where we have this, it goes out, and this one goes around the long ways, and they meet up at the other side there. So you can do a quarter mile figure 8, or you can do a longer than quarter mile, or a quarter mile around the loop, and more than a quarter mile on a figure 8. There, I got that. Should concentrate on the photography, I guess. All right, so you can see there's difference of trees there, but some pleasant blue sky. This is looking off towards the sun more. Toward this road here runs 90 and 270. It's directly east and west, whereas the rest of the neighborhood is built at distance at 45 degrees from those. But this one road goes through, and that's why the park is a triangle. But you can't see it here. But you can also see that in the neighborhood we have different elevations. They're considerable. Try riding bicycle up the hill, and or jogging up the hill, and you start to feel it pretty fast. And our whole neighborhood of Beverly Hills, not in California, in Florida, is a hilly place. And here we are looking up the hill that the park is on. The road goes over this way, and that other road goes over this way, and they meet like at 45 degrees. And you can see we got some blue and some white in the sky, depending on which angle you're looking at. And then this is the on the wrong line, not the 270 and the 90. This is the other one that's off, and it goes down the hill there, and then kind of goes back up the hill when you get all the way to Washington Street. And of course, tree cover all over the street. So we got a lot of covered roadways all through the neighborhood, these old trees. This one I took because it really shows the detail that this 35 millimeter camera can get with a good lens. This is surprising detail that you find here. Let's see here. Oh, it's gone. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Settings. Oh. No, don't go to that. Not that. I don't want that. I want this. Let's see if I can do this. I think I can. Like a little engine that could. Magnify image. Here we go. Magnify. Where's the image? Let's see it. Show it. There it is. There it is. Okay, yeah, you can see it up close there in the viewfinder. And I hit the plus, and I can magnify it more. Now it's starting to get a little bit fuzzy here, but this is a pretty high magnification, and still has a pretty good amount of detail in this tree branch. That's as far as it'll magnify, and you can see they're starting to get a little bit out of focusy looking, but that's with a lot of magnification. From that to this, oh, there was another one. There, that's back where we started from. Okay, and now I got another one with a little more sky. Yeah, you can see the blue through that one. So you can really catch some amazing detail that this lens comes across with. And this is a fixed focus zoom lens, so it's some pretty cool results. It has a lot of flexibility with what you can do with this lens. And another branch. Oh, and this is looking right towards the sun, Eagleton Park, and we got some flare that came in from direct sunlight hitting the front element. So you can actually get a little bit of a rainbow in there. Yeah. When I look in the viewfinder on the camera, I guess you can see more than you can on this slide right here. All right, so I think we're just about done. Oh, yeah, there was livestock, squirrel there. And it's just about, yeah, that takes us away from that park. And this is the last few shots are in Inverness at the lakefront park. And you can see the swampy area. Usually I get like blue reflections off of the water here, but the sky was pretty white that day, so it didn't look as interesting as when you're reflecting a blue sky on the water surface. See, it's just kind of grays it out. Yeah, this is kind of interesting stuff here, but I don't like the lack of this missing colors that I would like to have richer feeling here. This is kind of like dull photography, but that's not the lens's fault. That was mine. Here we got a little bit better color here because of the direction of our light, which is mostly indirect. This came across pretty decently there, actually. These cypress trees there and the Spanish moss growing on them. You can see them here. And all the white trunks on there. They grow actually in the water, not on the land that much. They're more of a growing out of the water tree. And there's some lily pads. There's a duck or something over here, some sort of a bird that was appearing, posing for the camera. It's kind of a ham here. Got a little bit closer here for the last picture. I think that's it. Nope, that's it right there. All right, so there's some lily pads there, and over there is where the cypress trees are. And that's it, because now we're back in my room. Whew. All right, well, I hope you found that interesting. Tamron 35 to 105 f2.8 fixed aperture zoom, an SP model, Aspheric, is what we were looking at today. Tell me what you think. You like those pictures? You want to get a zoom for yourself and have all that freedom and to move everything that you're taking a picture of without you going anywhere. You just stand still and push and pull. So that's my story on that. Hope you found that interesting. And until the next one, this is Mr. Gibson Guy, and I'm out of here.